So our video starts at a train station. We thought that would be effective because it's supposed to be the start of her journey and the start of her day. So like as the video progresses, it will turn into nighttime as it goes on. And we're trying to use as many camera angles as possible to show her emotion, to show what she's thinking and how the thought process is. This clip is supposed to start the music, so the click starts and then the music starts, and then you see her face and she's starting her emotional journey and she starts her lip singing. We were quite impressed with how our lip singing turned out. It wasn't too bad in the end. We were a bit worried because of the moving train. Yeah, in the dance studio, we keep going back and forth because it shows her journey. So the storyline is that she's moved to London from America to get away from a guy, and she's a dancer, so she's like getting out her emotions through dance. And so we keep going back and forth to the dance studio to show what she's doing. And so now she's making her way into London, and then now it's another clip. So she's now like in London, and you're getting a bit of a further back look, so you can see what she's doing. These clips are supposed to show her like she's new to the country, she's a tourist, she's looking around, she's trying to move on, trying to be happy, so she's doing touristy things, she's looking around. It also looks quite nice. She's doing the classic coin toss. Now we're at the dance studio for a bit longer. We get to see that she's clearly a dancer. She's getting out her emotion. She's moving on. And then this progresses. The black and white is supposed to symbolize a bit of a darker period. So it's a bit more emotional. It's a bit more serious than the rest of the video. So now we are introduced to the fact that she's new to the country. She's here to get away from someone. She's got this letter. It's from America. It's hard to get that clear, but you can clearly see on the letter there's a little American stamp on it. And she's looking at it in distress. She's moving back and forth as to what to do with it. Now we're back in London. She's seeming a bit more positive. Her attitude's up. So when you're in the dance studio, it's a bit dark and she's a bit confused. When she's in London, she's a bit happier. She knows what she's doing with her life. All the different angles represent her, like moving her journey, trying to get as much out of her as possible. Okay, so this bit's supposed to represent how she's always thinking and how she's always confused as to what to do with this guy. So she's now sitting with her friend and the friend's talking to her, but she's clearly not paying attention. She's wandering off, she's thinking into the distance. She's not taking in what her friend's saying because she's thinking about this guy and about this letter, and you get that thought process, and so she's a bit muddled up. And now she's obviously looking over the water. It's a very like dramatic scene. Quite proud of that scene when we filmed it. Now you're back in the dance studio. She's reading the letter. She's a bit like emotional. Her face is straight. So you're trying to figure out, like, when you're watching this video, like, what does the letter represent? What does it mean? But you don't really get that till the end of the video when you're like, okay, she's moved on from the letter. It's just about some guy. And then you've got the constant change from like the black and white to the color scenes. So she's trying to like decide, should she rip the letter, should she move on, should she not? She doesn't really know. That's why it's black and white, because she's so confused about like how she's feeling. And so now like the journey's finished, it's the end of the day, that's why it's so dark on the bridge. This was actually a problem when we filmed it, because we didn't realize how dark it was going to be. We should have probably done it when it was a bit brighter. It's a bit of a struggle to see things, but the lights and night look really nice. So now she's decided she's going to rip up the letter, she's moving on. The camera angle her moving, like slowly looking away and then moving towards her like new journey starts.